Anonymous Watch Guy here with a full review video. Quick wrist check. We're in the Timex Todd Snyder collaboration. Really cool watch. But today I have a review of a watch that I've owned for quite some time. Never featured this watch on the channel. It is from a Swiss brand that's maybe not as well known as some others, and that is Alpina. And Alpina is owned by the Citizen Group. But it is a Swiss-made watch. This is the Seastrong Diver 300 meters. This watch is still available on the Alpina website, but not in this color configuration. I don't know if this color configuration is still available, but you can still purchase this particular model from Alpina. Full retail price on this is $1,595 US. You're never going to pay that much for these watches. You can find these all day long on the secondary market or the gray market for probably $500 or $600, and even less than that pre-owned. And for that price, I think there's definitely some value for money. So let's take a look at the specs on this watch. It is a little bit of a larger watch. It is a 44 millimeter watch. That said, it is under 50 millimeters lug tip to lug tip at 48.5 millimeters. You do have a 22 millimeter lug opening. It is 13 millimeters thick. You do have a screw down crown at the 3 o'clock position that is signed with the Alpina logo. It is a sapphire crystal with inner anti-reflective treatment. You can see that blue reflection there. Really nice application of anti-reflective treatment on this one. You can see gives you a really nice shot of the dial on this watch. The sapphire crystal on this one is excellent. The anti-reflective treatment on it is excellent as well. This is running what Alpina calls the AL525 caliber automatic movement, which is a Sellita SW200-1. Gives you 26 joules, 38 hours power reserve. So some pretty good specs on this watch. I do like that matte black dial on this one. You've got your indices in white and that nice big upside down triangle up there at the 12 o'clock position. You've got your Alpina logo printed on there underneath the 12 as well. You've got automatic and 300 meters above the 6, and then of course Swiss made at the bottom. You do have a date complication there at the 3 o'clock position. Get a partially skeletonized sword-style handset, and then that seconds hand has the red Alpina logo on the counterbalance. I really like the look of that as well. Not sure what the bezel insert on this is. It looks like it could possibly be aluminum. The bezel is also lumed. It is 120-click unidirectional. Pretty decent bezel action, not really any back play. Not the world's greatest bezel, but it is not terrible. And it does line up nicely as well. This is all 316L stainless steel. The case is mostly done in high polish. You do have some brushing on top of the lugs there, but most of the case is in high polish. You do have some crown guards here next to your crown. It is an oversized crown. It does have some rubber coating around it. That makes it a little bit harder to grip, but the crown operation isn't really an issue. Decent finishing on the case. Again, at the price point, if you're paying full retail, probably not. There's some watches in the similar price range with better finishing. But it's not terrible. It looks nice overall. I definitely like that matte black dial with the white and then kind of your blue aluminum style bezel insert. I like the presentation of the watch. I like the colors of the watch. This one does come on a Tropic style rubber strap that has some Alpina branding underneath. You do have 2 floating keepers and an Alpina signed stainless steel buckle. You do have a display case back, and there's an Alpina custom rotor on there. Gives you a nice shot of that Sellita SW200-1 movement. And then, of course, there are some specs around the back as well. But not a bad looking watch overall. Like I said, on the secondary market or pre-owned, you can pick one of these up for a pretty good price, and I think there's some value for money there. But Alpina does make some cool watches. I think they have some other watches that in their lineup that are worth checking out. The Alpina 4 is one of them. They have an Alpina Extreme now. They've got a regulator watch that's pretty cool. Some of their Heritage Pilot watches also are really nice looking. I think there's some pretty nice models in the brand. I will leave a link in the description to the Alpina website. Like I said, I think that this particular model is still available, but I don't see this particular color configuration on the Alpina website anymore. I'm not sure if this exact version is still available, but you can still get a Seastrong 300 on the Alpina website. So let's take a look at the lume of the watch and what it looks like on my 7.5-inch wrist. Here is the lume on the watch. You can see we've got a green glow there, so perhaps it is C3. It is not the most overwhelming lume you'll ever see on a watch. It's decent. You do have a pretty good application on the indices there. The handset definitely glows brighter than the indices, and you can see that the bezel is lumed. Not terrible, but probably, I would say, pretty average. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. At 44 millimeters, it definitely has some wrist presence. But it does have that shorter lug tip to lug tip, sub 50 millimeters, and those lugs do curve down some. So this watch is not going to overhang a smaller wrist. So it may work on a smaller wrist than you might think, even though it is 44 millimeters across. Definitely gives you some nice wrist presence, though. This Tropic rubber strap wears nicely. It looks good on this strap. I like the navy blue strap and bezel against that black matte dial. I think this watch definitely is a nice looking watch. And if you can get it at a good price, I definitely recommend checking out Alpina. The Alpina Seastrong 300 meter diver. If you liked the video, give me a like, maybe subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.